Alright, so we're going to have a quick look at how divs work because there's a lot of uncertainty about it. So what I have over here is my website with the sidebar that I did in the how to make a fixed navbar video, I think it was called. And I have a paragraph of text. Okay, this is the first part of the bmovie script. And I also have a heading. We can see those two things are in here. Now, this paragraph is going to, as I resize the window here, it's going to resize the text. So the text is going to reflow. So what we might want with a div is for the text to only come to about here. So what we can do is start with a div, okay, and we're going to put this div on top and bottom of this paragraph, okay, like that. So div open, div close, it only covers this paragraph. Now, doing that by itself, absolutely no change. But if I were to do some inline CSS and do, let's say, width 50%, okay. Now you can see that the text is reflowing, it's going down here. And so it is half of this container here. Now there's a really nice way that we can actually look at how divs work, and that is using the inspection tools, the developer tools. So I press F12 on the keyboard, or go here, more tools, and developer tools here. In Edge at least. In Chrome, press F12. If I look at the Elements tab here, you can see when I hover over things, it highlights them in the view. So if I highlight main, it's got a really wide margin. So this shows the margin, border, padding, and where the actual content is itself. Okay. It will also tell you the styles that are applied to this div. So you can see that it has the main class applied to the div, and that's the styles that are applied to it. If we open the div by clicking the little arrow, you can see we've got that heading, and we've got this div here, and you can see div style width 50%. Now that's what I put in over here. So if we open it up, that's the paragraph. Now the really cool thing is if I click on this, I can see exactly where its width is. That's not super useful in this case because it's pretty clear, but sometimes it's not super clear where the div is, and we don't have to go add a border and all that just to see where it is. So if I were to do a different example, let's say I want to have two sets of the B-movie script right next to each other for whatever reason. I'm just going to copy this, paste it there. Now they're on top of each other like that. So you can see, according to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly, and we get the same line down here as well. And that's because if we look here, width 45%, that's what we styled it. Div, user agent style sheet. So this is the default. Display block. Now what display block means is that it's going to block the whole width of the page, right? If we want to change that behavior, we have to tell these that I want you to display as an inline block. Okay. Oops. Let's just, there we go. And we're going to pop this down here as well. When I do that, now they're next to each other. Now, they're a little bit close for my liking. And so if we have a look, there is no padding that I've added on here. You see, there's no padding. Here I can see that, but there's no padding. So what I can do is if I go, I can add padding. Oh, sorry, I probably want to actually use margin for this. And let's give it 10 pixels of margin, this left one here. And there we go. Now, that did move them down as well, because margin's going to do all margins all around. So if I only wanted to do the left, I could do margin dash left. And you see how it went back up again? So if I make it 40 pixels, 40, not 400, you can see there's even more space. So divs allow you to group objects and have them be positioned in a really solid way. It's better to rely on the HTML layout doing the actual laying out of things than trying to line things up with like the position absolute property, because when you start resizing the displays and stuff like that, it can get kind of weird if you're using position absolute. So that's a quick overview of how the divs work. If you have any questions, please let me know.